Hi everyone, today I'm here to do a book review of A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. Originally I was going to do a dual book and movie review, but I didn't realize that the movie was so recent and it's from Sweden, so I couldn't find an English version. I don't know if it's even available yet in America, so until that happens, I will just leave you with this book review, and when I finally see the movie, I will share my thoughts. I listened to the audiobook of A Man Called Ove, and it is 9 hours and 9 minutes. It was the perfect length. I listened to it, as always, on my drive to and from work. I don't remember who the narrator was, but he did a great job. He really conveyed the emotion well, and he did a good job distinguishing between the different characters, which I think can sometimes come out too over the top, and he did a good job expressing those without it being very caricature-like. The story is a very simple story about a man called Ove, and he is sort of your stereotypical grouch. He's lived in the same community for 40 years. He was one of the first people to live in his housing block, and since then it has expanded and grown, and he takes it upon himself to be the sort of neighborhood watch, to do inspections of the different properties, to pay attention to the visitors in the guest parking and make sure they're not there for over 24 hours. He's very used to structure. He believes right is right and wrong is wrong, and that's just his personality. And the book begins with this new family who's quite different than Ove moving into the house next door to him. They're a mixed race family with 2 little children, and they're sort of all over the place. They're very chaotic, very fun, but their lifestyle is quite opposite of his, so it's just an interesting clash of cultures, and that's where the story takes off. We also get these alternating chapters of Ove's life when he was growing up until the present day, so we kind of get some context, some background about his personality, his character, and how he got to be where he is. It's all very heartwarming and at the same time heartbreaking. It's a really great blend of funny and sad. It has that sort of indie comedy film feel to it, which is why I really wanted to see the movie. It also has a really wide array of characters. There are LGBT characters, there are characters of different races, characters with disabilities. It just has a wide mix of people. What I think is great about it is it doesn't focus on the people's differences, it just presents them as the types of people that are in Ove's life and how they all have effects on one another. And at the basis of this book, I think, is really a story of how people's lives, when they come in contact with one another, affect each other, and the positive and sometimes negative effects that you can have on one another. And I think that at the end, it's just a very touching story about one grumpy old man who starts to see life in a new way based on these interactions with different people. And I thought the author did a great job of unfolding the sort of personality of Ove and giving you different pieces of his life to help create a fuller image of him. It was done so well and so expertly that you really got to know Ove's character deeply and connect with him, and then when a situation happened, the author didn't even really need to give you the punchline if it was like a funny situation, because you knew exactly how Ove would respond, and he didn't really need to tell you how to feel. It was just kind of ingrained into the story. So I thought that was really well done. Overall, I gave this book a 3.5 stars because it wasn't life-changing, it wasn't the best book I've ever read, but it was a very solid read, one that I would recommend if you're looking for something more light and heartwarming, with a little bit of sadness and real life, tragedy in there. But overall, I just thought it was great. I enjoyed listening to the story, and I'm excited to see the film whenever I can. If you've read this book and you have thoughts on it, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And if you happen to be from Sweden or somewhere where you could see this film and you've seen it, I'd love to hear what you thought, if it was a faithful adaptation without spoiling anything for commenters below. But if you enjoyed the film, I would like to know because I really want to see it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!